This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka BatBomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Mezco 112 Collective, Michael Myers. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see that the figure is showcased in your standard Mezco box, with the Halloween wording at the center. Turning the box around, we can see multiple images and panels showcasing the figure in multiple posing positions with his different interchangeable parts and accessories. So with the box out of the way, let's crack this figure open and see what we have inside. And here's Michael Myers out of the box. And man, this is a really cool figure and something that's kind of different from what we're normally used to for the Mezco line. Now, I'm so stoked to get more horror figures, and getting Michael Myers just in time for Halloween is perfect. Mezco has done a great job with this piece, and I absolutely love all the things that he comes with. If you're a giant Michael Myers fan and a fan of the Halloween films, you will love this piece. But before we take a closer look at the figure, let's take a look at the accessories. So the shape does come with a good amount of accessories. Starting off, he comes with 2 interchangeable head sculpts, a jack-o'-lantern, 8 interchangeable hands, a Judith Myers headstone, and 2 butcher knives. And lastly, he also comes with 2 button cell batteries and a circular base stand with the Halloween logo printed atop. He also comes with a clear articulated arm that articulates at 4 points with the clip. So with the accessories out of the way, let's take a closer look at Michael Myers. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at Michael Myers, aka The Shape. Now this is a very cool figure, and I love that we're actually getting more horror figures from Mezco. I always love like those classic slashers and whatnot, and this is very cool to finally get Michael Myers, and very fitting that we get him in the month of October, which is coming close for Halloween. So I love the fact that we have him in time for Halloween. Now this is very different from your, what you would see when your standard Mezco figure, because he's not a superhero, he doesn't have a lot of spandex and whatnot. So this is a basic figure in pretty much just a jumpsuit. And the jumpsuit does look nice. I like that a lot. The material does feel very sturdy and thick and whatnot. And you can see how the stitching and the folding all looks really, really good. I do like this a lot with the popped up collar and whatnot. All looks fantastic. It is a little dirty. I do like that, so it gives it some wear in it. What I don't like, I will say, is like the pockets right here on like the chest and across his butt right here. Those are kind of just like fabric pieces that have just kind of been like glued in place. And I will note, you can kind of see right here how that one's kind of peeling off already. You can see that. Nothing little fabric glue can't fix, but that is something to note with this figure. But I think the head sculpt looks fantastic. That looks really, really good. You can see that right there. You can even see like the eyes behind the mask. Man, that looks awesome. I really liked that a lot. Just looks so good. With the hair, all looks really good. Like that a lot. If you cuff up his leg right here, we do get some combat boots. Looks like no ankle articulation with this. Because, well, actually, this looks a little bit of ball. Yeah, it looks like there is. This guy is not going to really be meant to be dynamic and whatnot. He just pretty much walked around and stabbed people or used his arms a lot, so he's not going to be anything too crazy, but I think he looks pretty cool for what he is. So we do got some cool accessories. I really do like the accessories with this figure. So we do get some interchangeable hands. He does come with some closed-fisted hands. Those closed-fisted hands come packaged in the box. We do get some open palm hands that are a little more relaxed. We also get some open palm hands with the fingers a little more flared out. Those work really nice. Then we do get 2 gripping hands, one for each side. With those 2 gripping hands, we can see that they're kind of at different angles and whatnot, so they hold the knife that he comes with at different angles, and he does come with 2 different knives. So he comes with the standard butcher knife, and then one that's all bloody, like he just got done stabbing someone. So that's very, very cool. I really like the paint detail of those, and they're just basic butcher knives. You know, you don't really need a whole lot more with this character. So very cool. We do get some other things here. So we got things like the head sculpt is fantastic, right? That is interchangeable, and it does pop off by the neck peg. That is notable with this, so you can see that neck peg in there. Then we also get this, his ghost sheet, which is insane, and you can kind of see this a little more closely with the glasses on there, and there's a clear plastic over that, and you can kind of see the eyes. I don't know how well you can see them behind the sheet right there, which is very cool and just very classic. And you can see there is a neck peg in there. So if we take this and we kind of pop that on like so, and you can display him with that like ghost sheet like that. And I think that's pretty funny. That's awesome. I love that they included that as an accessory. Just very, very funny, and I love that a lot. Classic scene, just really, really cool. I dig that a lot. So take that off and pop this back on right here. And then we do get this tombstone right here, or headstone, whatever you want to call it. That just looks very nicely detailed right here. All the paint work and all that, the texturing looks really good. You see the cracks around the edges and whatnot, all look very, very cool. Our beloved daughter, Judith Myers, born November 10th, 1947, died October 31st, 1963. So just a very, very cool piece. Now, I do like this. It feels really, really solid. My only problem is we have no way to prop it up. They didn't give us like a little stand or anything. So that's a little disappointing. I've had to use like sticky tack to kind of like get it to mount up on a shelf or something like that or whatnot. So yeah, I kind of wish they just give us something to mount this up. You know, straight, so you could pose it next to Michael Myers or whatnot. Other than that, you're just probably have to like lean him up against him or something, but it's a little weird, but still a great accessory. We also get this, and probably my, well actually, you know what, I'm gonna show off the stand first, because we do get a stand, standard Mezco stand. I'm surprised that it came with this arm, the really long extended arm. It's more for like flight poses and whatnot, and not the one that came with like Frankenstein, where it has less points and it's smaller, because he's not going to be doing anything like crazy. So it's interesting that they got that particular arm. But anyways, the stand is really cool. I love the logo that they chose to put on here with the Halloween, and then that jack-o'-lantern with the knife like that. You know, pretty much what we've seen on like the posters and VHS tapes and things like that. So that's pretty cool. I will say it kind of feels like a sticker almost. It does seem like it's printed on or tamped on, but you can see kind of the thickness of it. It feels like a sticker that it just slapped right on there. So I don't know. It still looks really, really cool though. I do like that a lot. But here's my favorite accessory, this jack-o'-lantern. This thing is awesome. I love this a lot. Very, very cool. It's a jack-o'-lantern that's painted nicely. You got even little sculpted details like little dents and whatnot. Looks very, very cool. The best part about this top right here does come off, and you can see some little light up features in here. Now it does come with the button cell batteries, so that's very nice. I love that. And it does light up, so you can turn this on, flip the little switch in there, put this back on. You have to line it up properly, and you can see, I'm gonna turn off my lights here, you'll see what I mean. But if you look at it, it actually does flicker like there's an actual candle in there. Now, I don't know if that's a glitch with my figure here, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to do that to make it look like there's an actual candle under there. And so it's flickering in the dark and whatnot. And that just looks awesome, man. Makes really, really cool for an awesome display piece for Halloween. So that's rad. I love that a lot. That's a very cool choice that they did in giving us something like this. I mean, again, that's easily my favorite accessory for this whole thing. I just think that's awesome. I love how they did that. So get that on, turn that off. All right, so now back to Michael Myers here. So now I want to take a look at his articulation, because I'll be honest, it is limited in some ways, but for me, it's not a big deal, because, you know, how much are you going to really do with this type of character, you know what I mean? So that neck is on a ball joint, does roll around like so, does turn left and right. up about that far, down about that much. You can do that head pivot where he kind of does that thing where he looks to the side like that, which is always creepy. Arms can go all the way up, down, and out about that far. No butterfly joint. We do get a single bend at the elbow that goes maybe about 90 degrees, maybe even a little more than 90 degrees. It also rotates at the elbow, rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. We do get a ball peg in the mid torso right here, so that rolls around, pivots side to side, crunches back and forth, and rotates. Nothing, let me see, we do get at least a swivel, it feels, maybe a second ball peg in the lower midsection, so that swivels, rotates, crunches, all that stuff, so you get pretty decent motion in there. We got hip joints that kick forward only that much. I wish I could kick a little more back about that far. Only do splits about that much, but again, you're not going to be doing, big kicks with this guy. Rotation at upper thigh. We got double jointed knees. Rotation at that boot. We got ankle joint, allows you to point the toe up and down, rotate, and a pretty decent ankle rocker. So overall, I freaking dig this guy. I'm not sure if he's worth like the $80 price point that Mezco seems to be at the bottom dollar for. I do think he's a very cool figure, don't get me wrong, and I love him a lot, especially if you're a big horror fan, you're a big Michael Myers fan of those Halloween movies, and I know they got the new Halloween movie coming up, so this is a really cool figure to own. I'm just not sure if he's really worth $80 plus. That's subjective, and that depends on you as a person, but I still think he's very cool, and I'm so glad that I have him, and I think he is definitely a must get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool figure, as well as a DCUC Batman figure. And for your Mezco comparison, here he is standing next to the Mezco 112 Collective Captain Kirk and Frankenstein's Monster. And just for fun, here he is standing next to Little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Mezco 112 Collective, Michael Myers. Now overall, I think this is a really rad figure, and if you're a fan of the Halloween films like I am, you will absolutely love this piece. Yes, he does have a couple minor problems, like hindered articulation, and my back pocket kind of peeling off, but to me those things aren't such a big deal. He's overall still an amazing piece, and I think he will look great in your collections. And I give this figure a rating of 3.5 bat bombs out of 5. And if you're on Facebook, head over to my group, the Mezco 112 Collective Collectors, for all kinds of Mezco goodness. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.